Hey there. Ever stood in your backyard staring at bare soil, wondering what to plant in February? Believe me, I've been there too, just a coffee cup in hand, staring at my garden like it'll answer me back. The good news? February is full of opportunities for gardeners if you know what to plant. By the end of this video, you'll have a list of 35 crops that grow well in February and practical tips to make sure they're a success. Let's get started literally. Before we start, let me share a little story. A couple of years ago, I planted spinach too late in the season. Let's just say it wasn't spinach anymore. It was a buffet for bugs. Yeah, I basically set up an all-you-can-eat restaurant for those little critters. But hey, every gardening mistake is a learning opportunity, right? Now, I'm here to make sure your February garden gets off to a much better start than mine did back then. 1. Spinach. Spinach absolutely loves the cool weather of February, and if you treat it right, it'll reward you with fresh, nutritious leaves. Here's a tip. You'll thank me for later. Stagger your planting. Now, I know that sounds fancy, but it's just a simple trick. Instead of planting all your spinach seeds at once, spread it out. Sow a small batch of seeds every 10 days or so. This way, you'll have a steady supply of spinach instead of being overwhelmed by one big harvest. Also, let's talk about watering. Spinach is quick to show when it's not happy with water. Overwater it, and those yellow leaves will call you out faster than your neighbor noticing you forgot to take out the trash. Keep the soil moist like a wrung-out sponge, but not soggy. Trust me, your spinach will thrive with this balance. 2. Kale. Kale is the champion of your February garden. It's tougher than your neighbor's dog and can handle just about anything you throw at it, frost, bugs, or even a forgetful gardener. But like every champion, kale has its weakness, poor soil. Before you plant, mix in some compost. I always say feed your soil, not just your plants. Compost is like a power boost for your Kale, helping it grow strong and flavorful. And here's a little secret. Kale tastes even better after a frost. It's like nature's seasoning, it brings out the sweetness in the leaves. So, don't worry if the weather dips. Your Kale will only get better. 3. Lettuce. If there's one crop that practically begs beginners to give gardening a shot, it's lettuce. This plant is so forgiving, it's almost like it wants you to succeed. You can plant it in neat little rows if you're the organized type, or just scatter the seeds around if you prefer the wild garden look. Either way, it'll grow just fine. Here's a tip. Harvest your lettuce regularly. I made the mistake of letting mine sit for too long once, and it turned so bitter, it could have hosted its own cooking show called How Not to Grow Lettuce. Trust me, you don't want that. Keep picking those leaves to encourage new growth, and you'll have fresh, delicious lettuce for weeks. 4. Carrots. Carrots are like the stars of the garden picky, but worth the effort. They need loose, rock-free soil to grow those perfect straight roots we all admire in the grocery store. If your soil is rocky, don't stress. Sure, your carrots might look a little funny, but they'll still taste amazing. When sowing carrot seeds, sprinkle them lightly and try not to let them clump together. Those tiny seeds love to stick together like kids at a school dance. Give them space to grow, and you'll be pulling up delicious carrots in no time. 5. Radishes. If you're the kind of person who loves instant results, radishes are your best friend. Some varieties are ready to harvest in as little as 20-30 days. How cool is that? But here's the catch. Don't leave them in the ground for too long or they'll turn tough and lose their crunch. How do I know? Let's just say I once got a little too confident and decided to let them grow a bit longer. Big mistake. Now I always harvest on time and my salads are all the better for it. 6. Beets. Beets are like that one friend who always has their life together. They're easy to grow, quick to mature, and not too picky about soil. Plus, they're a double-duty crop. The roots are delicious and the leaves, well, they're basically free salad greens. Here's a bonus tip. When your beets are about the size of a golf ball, that's the perfect time to harvest. And don't forget to give those leaves some love. They're packed with nutrients and add a pop of color to any dish. 7. Cilantro. Cilantro is one of those herbs that can improve any dish. But here's the thing, it bolts faster than your dog running away at the mention of bath time if the weather gets too warm. So what's the solution? Keep it cool and shaded. A little morning sun and afternoon shade will keep your cilantro happy and productive. Trust me, there's nothing quite like picking fresh cilantro from your garden and sprinkling it on tacos, soups, or salads. That burst of flavor is unbeatable. Plus, if you let it flower, the blooms attract helpful insects. It's a win-win for you and your garden. 8. Dill. Dill is the multitasker of the herb world. Not only is it perfect for pickling, but it's also a magnet for helpful insects like ladybugs and lacewings. Here's the best part, dill is incredibly low maintenance. Plant it, water it, and let it grow. Pro tip, if you're short on space, plant dill near your cucumbers. They make a great team dill for the pickles, cucumbers for the crunch. You'll thank me when your homemade pickles are the talk of the town. 9. Parsley. Parsley might test your patience a little. It's slow to sprout, but don't let that discourage you. Once it starts growing, it becomes unstoppable.
To speed up the sprouting process, soak the seeds overnight before planting.
This little trick works wonders. Parsley is flexible too. Use it in soups, salads, or as a garnish to add a pop of freshness. Plus, it's packed with nutrients, so it's as good for your body as it is for your taste buds. 10. Swiss chard. Swiss chard is like a burst of color in your garden with its vibrant stems and lush green leaves. It thrives in cool weather and is a hardy crop. The secret to a continuous harvest? Pick the outer leaves regularly and the plant will keep producing. Swiss chard isn't just pretty, it's nutritious and delicious. Use it in sawdust, soups, or as a spinach substitute in your favorite recipes. 11. Mustard greens. For a quick-growing, spicy addition to your garden, look no further than mustard greens. They're frost-tolerant and incredibly easy to grow. These greens are perfect for stir-fries, salads, or even a quick salt with garlic. Harvest them young for a milder flavor, or let them mature for that spicy kick. Either way, they're a great addition to your February garden. 12. Arugula. Arugula is the peppery, fast-growing green your garden needs. It's flexible, you can grow it in pots or directly in the ground. For the best flavor, harvest the leaves when they're young and tender. Here's a fun fact. Arugula grows so quickly that you can plant it every 2 weeks for a continuous supply. It's perfect for adding a zesty punch to salads and sandwiches. 13. Peas. Snow peas and snap peas are ideal crops for February. These plants love the cooler weather and grow quickly. Provide them with a trellis or support, and they'll climb their way to success. Harvest the pods when they're plump and crisp. There's nothing like munching on fresh peas straight from the garden. They're sweet, crunchy, and oh, so satisfying. 14. Onions. Onions are a gardener's dream. Plant onion sets in February, and they'll grow with minimal effort. Choose from red, yellow, or white varieties depending on your taste. Onions are incredibly flexible in the kitchen and a must-have in any garden. Just make sure they're planted in well-drained soil and get plenty of sunlight. 15. Garlic. If you didn't plant garlic in the fall, February gives you a second chance.
Plant the cloves with the pointy side up, about 2 inches deep.
Garlic is low maintenance and will reward you with a flavorful harvest. The best part? You can use both the bulbs and the greens so nothing goes to waste. 16. Leeks. Leeks are frost-hardy and add a mild, sweet onion flavor to dishes. They prefer loose, well-drained soil, so give them a good start by improving your soil with compost. Leeks grow slowly but steadily. The wait is worth it when you slice into their tender stalks for soups, stews, or roasted dishes. 17. Turnips. Turnips are a double-duty crop. You get edible roots and nutritious greens. They're quick to grow and thrive in most soil types. Harvest the roots when they're small and tender for the best flavor. 18. Cabbage. Cabbage loves cool weather, making February an excellent time to grow it. Keep an eye out for pests like cabbage worms, and you'll be rewarded with crisp, delicious heads. 19. Broccoli. And 20. Cauliflower. These two cool weather favorites thrive in February. Start seeds indoors or transplant seedlings for the best results. Both take patience, but deliver amazing rewards. 21. Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts are the ultimate cool weather crop. They require a bit of patience, but are worth every minute. Roast them with some olive oil and salt, and they'll convert even the toughest critics. 22. Celery. Celery can be a bit of a challenge, but February is a great time to get started indoors. The key to success is keeping the soil consistently moist. Think of celery as a thirsty plant. It loves water. Start your seeds in a sunny windowsill or under grow lights and be patient. Once it takes off, you'll have a fresh, crunchy addition to soups, salads, and snacks. 23. Asparagus. Asparagus is an investment in your garden. While it takes time to establish, February is perfect for planting asparagus crowns. Choose a sunny spot with well-drained soil, and you'll be rewarded with delicious harvests for years to come. The best part? Asparagus is a perennial, so it's a gift that keeps on giving. 24. Potatoes. Potatoes are a fun crop to grow, and February is the ideal time to plant seed potatoes. Bury them in loose, rich soil and cover with straw mulch. This keeps weeds down and moisture consistent. As the plants grow, add more soil or mulch to encourage more tumors to form. When harvest time comes, it's like digging for treasure. 25. Rhubarb. Rhubarb is another perennial that thrives in cool weather. Plant rhubarb crowns in late winter and they'll come back stronger each year. Give them a sunny spot and rich soil and you'll have plenty of tart stalks for pies, jams, and sauces. Just remember, don't eat the leaves as they're toxic. 26. Strawberries. If you're dreaming of sweet summer berries, February is the time to plant bare root strawberries. Be sure to keep the crown above the soil level and space them out to give each plant room to spread. With a little care, you'll enjoy juicy strawberries straight from your garden. 27. Blueberries. Blueberries are low maintenance and produce year after year.
Plant them in acidic soil in a sunny spot.
Adding mulch helps retain moisture and keeps weeds at bay. Before you know it, you'll have delicious berries for breakfast or snacks. 28. Raspberries. Raspberries love cool weather and grow well in well-drained soil. Plant canes in February and give them a sturdy trellis for support. By summer, you'll have sweet, tangy berries to enjoy fresh or in desserts. 29. Blackberries. Blackberries are similar to raspberries but even easier to grow. Plant them in February and train them on a trellis for easier harvesting. They're a perfect addition to smoothies, jams, and cobblers. 30. Fava beans. Fava beans are a gardener's friend. Not only are they frost-tolerant, but they also improve the soil with nitrogen. Plant them in well-drained soil and you'll have a hearty crop to enjoy in soups, stews, or as a side dish. 31. Bok choy. Bok choy is a fast-growing Asian green that's ideal for February. It thrives in partial shade with consistent watering. Harvest it young for tender, mild leaves, perfect for stir-fries and salads. 32. Mizuna. Mizuna is a mild, slightly peppery green that grows quickly in cool weather. It's great in salads or as a garnish. This frost-tolerant plant is easy to grow and perfect for beginners. 33. Endive. Endive loves cool weather and adds a slightly bitter crunch to salads. Plant it in rich, well-drained soil and harvest the leaves when they're tender for the best flavor. 34. Similar to endive, escarole is a versatile leafy green that grows well in February. Harvest the young leaves for a milder taste or let them mature for heartier salads and soups. 35. Sorrel. Sorrel is a perennial with a tangy, lemony flavor. Plant it in cooler temperatures and it'll reward you year after year. Use it in soups, sauces, or as a fresh addition to salads. Now let's pause for a February garden tip. Have you tried soil blocking? It's a way to start seeds without using plastic trays. I started doing this last year, and not only is it eco-friendly, but my seedlings' roots are stronger than ever. Plus, it's satisfying to pop those little blocks out. And there you have it, 35 crops to make your February garden thrive. Remember, gardening isn't about perfection. It's about learning and enjoying the process. Even if something doesn't go as planned, you're still growing. If you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments which crop you're most excited to plant. Don't forget to subscribe for more gardening tips. Until next time, happy planting